guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing another get ready with me. I've been doing a lot more get ready with me type videos lately when I've been updating you on my pregnancy, but I am not going to be talking about that today, but instead a more kind of makeup focused get ready with me, where you're going to get ready with me for my date night tonight. So it is the first time in over 4 years that me and my husband have going out for dinner without my son. My son's at my parents' for a sleepover, and I am like, okay, I'm gonna get some videos done and then we're gonna go out for dinner. So I'm really, really pumped, and yeah, let's just get right down to it. Also, you can follow along the look if you want. Today we're gonna be going for kind of like a soft glam, kind of spring colored soft glam fun look. So we're going to start with the MAC Studio Fix Mattifying 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. And I'm just going to first spring some of my MAC Fix Plus on, because this is the second video I'm doing. So I've already washed my face, and sometimes my face feels a little tight if I wash it twice. So we're adding a little extra hydration. I know it seems funny to be like, let's add hydration and then go in with mattifying, but I still am in combo oily skin type. So yep, sure, right on the shirt. So yeah, the reason me and my husband haven't gone out in this long is because, I don't know, I just don't really like to leave my son very often, especially like, I don't know, to me, it's just, for so long, I've been like, why would I get somebody to come here and watch him or take him overnight when like, I don't need to? So it's only ever been for like weddings or events, like birthday parties we're going to. But aside from that, we really have never had him sleep over for kind of no reason. Only a few times, like when people have asked, and the last couple times we've just kind of like used it to relax. But I'm like, no, we're going out for dinner tonight. We're doing a date night, especially after COVID, you know? So I just applied the Professional Light Primer, which is the new Professional, just in my troubled area. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion. I don't know if this is still available, but I'm currently testing for my foundation declutter trials over on TikTok. The shade is too dark for me, by the way, but we're going with it. Definitely gonna have to bring it down the neck. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more in the areas I want a little extra coverage. I'm also going to do my hair today. So it's like a full-on get ready with me. So for concealer, I'm gonna do the one size concealer. So for contour, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Amber. I haven't used this in a long time, but I really like how cool toned it is. So we're going to use this on a brush. So I prefer with this formula to apply not directly on the skin. I don't find it's kind of a little bit of a thicker consistency, and I find sometimes it can get a little bit like it's harder to blend out. Some formulas are really nice and creamy. You can apply them right to the makeup, right to the face, but this one I prefer to apply with a brush. So we're gonna contour with this one. Comment down below your favorite restaurant. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, I just want to know. And like, comment your favorite thing from the restaurant, because like, I'm pregnant, I'm 28 weeks pregnant, and probably when this is posted, I'm gonna be 29 weeks pregnant. Like, craving all things food, you know? So I wanna know what you love, your favorite restaurant and your favorite meal from that restaurant. So I'll let you know what my top restaurants are. I really like Wild Wing. I'm a huge boneless wing fan. So, and I like all the different flavors. My favorite flavors are mild, dipped in blue cheese. You're not really supposed to have blue cheese. I've read things, like during pregnancy, I mean. I've read things, I'm not 100% sure, like If it's used with pasteurized milk, then it's fine. But I guess you just don't know, right? So that's, and I feel like we always go to the same restaurant, so we're not doing Wild Wing, but I do really love just like regular mild boneless wings dipped in blue cheese. Also, I really, really like the smoky gar par. So it's like smoky barbecue sauce with like Caesar dressing and Parmesan cheese, like sprinkle. So good. It's like so good. I'm going to add my Rare Beauty bronzer to warm things up. This is an example of one that I can just apply to the face. So what else? What other restaurants do I love? We normally go to all you can eat sushi. Typically, if we're going to eat out and not like fast food, it's all you can eat sushi. Always. We are huge sushi fans, and like we like the raw stuff. That's my favorite. All the like ones with the raw salmon in or on top of it. So I can't have that either right now. So we're not doing that because like I'm not going to go to sushi and not be able to eat what I want. You know, you pay $30 for all you can eat. You can't even eat anything you want. Not worth it. Really like the keg, but again, my favorite meal I can't get because it's the one with blue cheese on top. So can't get that. Those are, I guess, the ones that we typically would go to. I'm going to go in with some cream blush. I'm going to be using the Say Dew Blush in Peachy. I was going to add a little bit of a darker one like up higher. Should we do it? Should we just like do it? No, I actually think I like this look. This is like perfect. Nice and natural. I love this Say blush. I actually forget about it a lot. And then every time I use it, I'm like, wow, I forgot how good that is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set everything down with my One Size powder. For the rest of the face, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder, like pressed powder. I'm going to go in with some of my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray to liven things up a little bit. Okay, brows are done. We're now going to do eyes. We're going to prime the eyes with MAC Paint Pot, an OG fave, still is a fave. I mentioned when I did one of my most recent videos where I talk about my top recommendations for spring eyeshadow palettes. I mentioned when I think of spring that I do think of like more soft and subtle looks. So for the crease, I don't want anything too bold, too dark, too intense. And I really just feel like I want something kind of neutral and maybe a little bit of pink. So I grabbed my Huda Beauty new Nude palette, a very OG palette. So we're first gonna go in with the shade Bare on a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna focus it in the inner kind of corner and up along the brow bone to kind of highlight that area. And then excess I'm going to bring down to make sure the rest of the eye is set. I'm gonna go in with the same brush into the shade Teddy, which is kind of like a warm toned brown. And I'm going to apply that, focusing with the pigment on the outer lid and the outer crease. No additional product, just that excess. I'm going to start to slowly, in circular motions, bring it inwards. And I want the focus of the pigment out here. And I'm using a Morphe E30. It's a very large, like fluffy blending brush. If you have much smaller eyes, then you may want to go in with a smaller kind of fluffy blending brush to ensure you're not getting it all over. I'm going to take a little bit more of a dense blending brush and pick up the same shade and just pat it in the outer part, like not even quite half. And then I'm going to pat it down as well, patting it just to build that pigmentation. And with no additional product, we're going to start to blend that crease out. You want to have lighter pressure now that we're softening, so you don't need to be going in really heavy-handed. The really light pressure is going to help fade it out. We're going to darken things up a little bit more with the shade Raw, and I'm going to take the same denser brush right here and apply it to the outer lid. Not even really applying it into the crease, like just barely touching the crease. More focused on the outer lid. And one last time, we're going to blend that edge. And you don't want to over blend either. So we're going in little circular motions. You can do a little bit of the windshield washer, but as soon as it's blended, you can kind of leave it at that. So you're not fade blending away too much of the pigment either, because then you just leave yourself with more work. So now we're gonna get into some fun, and I wanted to go into some really fun, like I wanted a soft and subtle crease, but then like nice bold glitters. So I'm gonna go into my Divine Rose 2, one of the newest Mothership palettes. And I think we're gonna start with this shade here. It has like a pink kind of almost greeny gold shift. So I'm gonna take that on my finger and apply it to the lid. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna overlap the matte shadow, but I'm not gonna go all the way in. And now to really brighten things up, we're gonna take this yellow gold, and I am gonna take this one on a brush because I don't wanna completely overlap that duochrome. I'm gonna take it on like a flat brush and I'm gonna wet it using my MAC Fix Plus. We're gonna apply it and overlap that just slightly. That is so fun. I love it. And you can kind of pull it a little bit so that there's no like line in between where the one metallic starts and the other stops. See how it just brightens that up? I'm gonna tap over top of the lid a little bit to make sure everything's blended. Deepen up that crease a little bit. Let's stick with the Pat McGrath palette now, and we're gonna go into this dark matte. It's kind of plummy, and I'm almost going to create like a wing. I'm gonna go to about halfway. Not a wing necessarily. I don't really want a wing, but I want to kind of pull it up into like as if I'm creating a wing. But then I want to blend it into the eyeshadow. So I'm taking a Sigma E45, a small tapered blending brush, and connecting that to the crease. And once again, blend that out. See how it just adds a little more definition? And I like how it smokes up the waterline. I really like that. Now what I'm gonna do is take this shade right here on a small brush, something like, it's a Luxie Mini Tapered. It doesn't have to be tapered, but it's like small, more rounded and dense, like fits in the inner corner. I'm gonna take that shade. It's kind of a glitter topper. So first I'm gonna wet it. And I'm gonna apply it in the inner corner, and when it's wet, it's like really bright. I applied that to the brow bone there as well. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade on my finger, just a little bit, and pop over top of that gold so it all kind of flows and connects. Not a lot, it doesn't need to be built up too much, just so that it's not like champagne, gold, purple. For lower lash line, I'm going to take that dark plum shade that we just used for kind of like liner, and I'm going to pull it down, making sure it kind of connects, and go to about halfway. I'm going to take the E45 and smoke that out a little bit. I'm going to go back into the Huda Beauty palette, and I'm going to take the darker shade that we used in the crease and use that to smoke it out even more. And I'm gonna go in with a smaller blending brush because the one I used on my upper, like on my eyelids, was too big. I'm gonna go into that Teddy and smoke it out a little bit more, connect it all to the top. This is a Morphe R39. And then last but not least, I'm gonna just do the gold for the lower, no, I kind of want to go with all three metallics on the lower lash line too. First, let's take the duochrome. I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna wipe off my excess, and then I'm gonna take that gold. Actually, I think I need a smaller brush for my inner corner here. I'm gonna go in with Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH46. Pick up that gold. Again, wet it. And connect it to the inner corner. And then I'm going to just take that brush we used in the inner corner and just sweep it underneath so that everything again flows. Okay, we're done with eyeshadow. Let's go ahead with mascara. I'm going to use the Rare Beauty today. I'm gonna go in with some more blush. I just feel like I need, now that we have more color on the eyes, I'm gonna go into my Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance palette in the Rouge Affair, and I'm gonna get some of this, I'm gonna get Admirer. It's kind of a more rosy tone, and I'm going to just apply over top just a little bit. And now I'm going to do highlight. So for highlight today, we're going to be using the Rach Loves and Pixie collab highlighting palette. I really hope you can still get this. I'm pretty sure the last time I was in Shoppers, it was still there. So I'm gonna go into the shade Clutch. I'm using my Scott Burns 66. Oh, I forgot how much I loved this highlight. Let's also highlight Cupid's Bow, Bridge of Nose, and let's put a little bit up here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Liner in the shade Suburbia. I think it's gonna match the eyeshadow nicely. It might be a little bit lighter, but that's okay. Take a brush and kind of smudge it to give that kind of faded look. And I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Ice. Look at how good this lip liner is. I'm going to apply it over top, and there will be nothing on this brush or on this applicator. And I was like rubbing, like there's maybe the tiniest bit. That's how good this lip liner is. All right, so this is the finished makeup look. Let's go in with a little more of the Morphe. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do my hair. How? First, brush it out with my wet brush, even though my hair's dry. It's like the only brush I really use because it's so gentle on my tatty hair. I'm gonna plug in my curling wand. This is the ISO Twister. I don't even know if this model is still available. I've had this for probably close to this one, at least 8 years, So if not more, so it was in the mall. It was like a stand in the mall. So I'm gonna let that heat up. I'm gonna section off my hair. I'm not really looking for super tight curls, like just adding a little bit of curl. And let's begin. Okay, so my camera died and I went ahead and finished my hair. I'm gonna just go and flip my head over and just run my fingers through to loosen the curls even more. So this is the finished look. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day. Bye.